I at least need to watch more of like Nassif streams. I'm going to keep this hand. Playing against a Lurrus deck, Skyclave Apparition usually does shine, but the Remand and the Force and the Venser are maybe not as good. Morning Ghost. Morning Spider Ham. So Lurrus off of Temple Garden, so this is probably the Devoted Druid deck. I think our hand lines up pretty well against that. Hey Dirk. Good morning to everybody. Third Skyclave Apparition. Well, if we can find land number 3 in the top 2 cards, this hand's going to be really, really good. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Maverick. Good morning, Scoop. I'm doing well today. I think that we're supposed to try to remand a 2-drop. Maybe this is a bit greedy. Alright, confirmed a bit greedy. So they're going to Eladamri's Call, which I guess I'm remanding. Maybe force it on their turn. There's land number 3. No, I think I'd like just... I mean, this is, very likely getting a Druid. We have 3 answers for it in hand. I think I'd rather try to save Force of Negation for the post-mortem lunge. Giver is a bit concerning. Just a bit. Get basic forest so I can cast a Eternal Witness if I draw one. I changed 2 cards in the sideboard. From yesterday to today, I'm playing a Gaia's Blessing in the sideboard for the mill matchup, and I decided to add a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. That's kind of like a grindy threat. I really like Teferi as a sideboard card in decks like this when you have all these 2-mana spells to bring in alongside it. It's been something I've been pretty happy with. I think I'm going to pitch the Venser. Yeah, no platinum package today. Although I think it would be, of course, very good in this deck. Yeah, I agree. I think our opponent was supposed to kill their own Druid, so they could post-mortem lunge. Yeah. I think again, I was saying this yesterday, but Mistigate is the card that ties this deck together, in my opinion. You missed the Blue-White Miracles and Jeskai Flagstones. We'll be back to it at some point for sure. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Skyclave the Lurrus here. They don't have anything to get back with it. I guess if they could play a Bauble and I'd respond with a Path. But they don't have a Bauble. Skyclave Apparition just continues to be absurdly good. Skyclave is good against non-land permanents with CMC 4 or less, and there's a few of those floating around in Modern still. I would say that, yes, Turtle Power. I'd say exactly that. Kind of sad for them that they drew this turn, not last turn to go with their Lurrus. Right, they're dead in 2 turns. We have a Path and a Force. Can answer a creature and a non-creature. If I never played Modern Hogak, am I too far behind to learn Legacy Gak? No, I don't think Legacy Gak is very complicated. It's like... maybe it's not super duper intuitive, but I don't think it's that hard to learn. I think I am going to get Breeding Pool. Our mana's, pretty good here. Doesn't matter too much what we get. All right. Good morning, Jay Riot. I changed 2 sideboard cards, but you know,
What's up?
I slept on it. I mulled things over. I'm liking the main deck a lot like now. Rapimus Prime, 3 months in a row. Hell yeah. Very exciting. Welcome back, dude. Yeah, I think we still have 3 slots open in the dono queue. Let me double check. Yeah, 3 slots open this week. Okay, Walking Ballista is kind of a thing here. So they remove another counter and we ephemerate, but they remove the last counter if we do that. And then we just path the illusion token and win. I have a 92-person tournament at the end of the month, I'm assuming. Should I go and buy the cardboard? Have I found any real bad matchups like Combo or Tron? If you want to look up the matchup breakdown, I posted it to my Twitter yesterday, Adam. You know, I've only played 15 matches with the deck, so it's like a little too early to tell. I beat both Tron matchups I played, but I would think that Tron is a bad matchup. We're just a bit too early to tell on the matchup breakdown, I think. Do you think I want some number of Aether Gust? I think Gust is a bit better than Remand. Can we play 1 Remand, 2 Cryptic, 3 Gust? Kind of want the second Venser too. Maybe we could cut the Time Warp for Venser number 2. That's awesome, Chasebreaker. I missed your message, but I'm glad that you've been liking the YouTube videos. Welcome to your first live stream. I got a mulligan this hand. Alright, 5 cards. I think on a 5-card hand we need to put back the Force of Negation. Opponent kept 7 on the play, so we may be in some bad shape here. Wait, did I bring in Tails and not Gust? Oh no. Yikes. Well, let's see how bad we feel that. Now we get to test Tails into the matchup. Yeah, for now I've decided against moving the second Venser to the main. I think that Venser is bad enough against the red decks to not really want a second copy in the main. Yeah, I decided not to add land number 25. I'm sure we'll have Fran ask a few more times today. Thanks, Johnny. Wait, did I not put in... Okay, so I must have just not cited in a single card. Okay, so I pulled... No, that's not true. I cited out these. I don't know how I messed up the sideboarding so badly. But I thought I pulled everything in 2 lines. Yeah, I've seen Timu has built the blue-red Kiki list with the boil-proof mana base that looks pretty good. I'm liking it.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring
Side type, 6 months in a row, half a year. Very exciting. Welcome back. And they put Lurrus into their hand. So now we can Tails and Lurrus. Very exciting. Yeah, let's try to do that. I did not skip breakfast, but I didn't sleep very well. The new sub sound is from the Spikelings clip. Still trying to think about maybe switching it up to something else. Yeah, I can't Gust Lurrus, can Tails and Lurrus. Although our opponent's not going for Luris, they're going for a... Pretty dead, I guess. Why abandon the old sub sound? There have been a lot of copyright issues on Twitch, and a lot of people have been getting banned for using, you know, copyrighted stuff as their sub sound. And I can't go back to my IT job. I just can't do it. Yeah, I was obviously a big fan. Maybe when the heat dies down a bit, we can transition back. Okay, this works. All right, Raptimus Prime, $40. 4 Knight of the Reliquary, Feldar Retreat, X other cards. Hell yeah! I actually have a shell kind of already built like that, so I'm excited. We'll do it. Well, this is bad. It is kind of relieving to just get to pass, though. They have 2 Blossoming Defense? Guess it's hard to complain too much because they just don't... Whatever is in their hand, it's not a kill. Their hand is now Luris and 2 other cards. What's in the dono queue for now? We have a 4-color Gifts deck and then a Knight of the Reliquary Feldar Retreat deck. You like the Randy clip as the sub sound? I did too, but I also, when I was putting the sub sounds together, I was playing it so many times that I'm kind of getting burned out on it already. Have I built an Omnath Gibson Given deck? I have not built one. It's kind of interesting, but it is also a lot of 4-drops. Okay, so now we get to actually sideboard. I don't know how I messed it up so badly. I guess 3 Teferis on the play makes a bit more sense. Teferi gets to bounce Druid on the play and can also stop Blossoming Defense. I double, triple check everything. Yeah, I kept clicking on the... I mixed up this Veil and this Teferi a few times, but this looks like how I want to have the deck in a sideboard game. I think that we have a solid matchup. We have 6 1-mana removal spells, 3 Gust, and 4 Skyclave. Teferi's good against them too. That's a good command, Lockhart. It's a good command. I thought about playing like 1 Mystic Sanctuary in the deck too, but you know, the mana is tough. The mana is not. Our mana requirements are really tough. You know, we have, you know, sometimes white on turn 1, more so in sideboard games with Ant and Ice, but then we have green blue on turn 2, and you know, white 1, double white on turn 3, green blue on turn 3, blue green green on turn 4. We have Cryptic Command, green for Ewit. It's stretched. It's stretched. It's definitely doable, but it's hard to play too many utility lands. I changed 2 sideboard cards for today, but I am liking the main deck. You know, yesterday went really well, so it's hard to... It's probably not good to tweak too much if yesterday went super well. Man, we're going to mold a 5 again. Not really anything you can do, though. Okay, we do have what is a very good hand in this matchup, which is a Path, an Ephemerate, an Eternal Witness, and you know, ideally we can find a 3rd land, but just Path plus Witness plus Ephemerate is, you know, effectively a Path to Exile every single turn, which is very good in matchups like this. Yeah, the Bant Triumph would, you know, more or less solve all of our problems, I think. I also wish the triumphs were called Bant and, Mardu Jeskai. Maybe we can get some, like, secret lair names. Okay, so now we can Eternal Witness back a land next turn, and then start our lock. I will path the Devoted Druid here. I mean, if they have Blossoming Defense, they have 4 cards. If they have Blossoming Defense into Vizier into Payoff, it's gonna be hard to beat that hand. Cool. I think I just want to get a land here. Maybe not. Yeah, if we miss on lands next turn, we can actually just Ephemerate for 1. Not sure how many basics this deck plays. Probably like 4 or 5. They just put a Lurrus into their hand and cast a Duskwatch Recruiter. Duskwatch. It's kind of an interesting draw. I think I am not going to play around an opposing Path to Exile. I think it's maybe a bit better to have them overcommit into the second Ephemerate. How are we up 8 minutes on clock? I'm always up 8 minutes on the clock. I'm not planning on playing Jeskai or Miracles today, but I do plan on playing one of those 2 decks tomorrow. Would love to see them be out of basics. Oh, awesome. That's really good. It's so nice when you get exactly what you wish for. When Ephemerate rebounds, can you choose to not cast it? Yes, you can choose to not cast it. See here it says you can click no to not cast it here. Which does come up when you want to attack with your only creature. Right. They know it's up, so I'm just going to get back to Path now. It's got 3 cards in their hand. We've dealt with their Lurrus. We've exiled 2 Druids so far. They get a Walking Ballista, which can break this up. Alright, so our fun is over. They have 2 cards left, and so do we, effectively. I changed 2 cards in the sideboard. Ecstasy. Let's get Teferi down. It's kind of nice that this shuts off Blossoming Defense, which we know our opponent has in their deck. We draw a land, we get to play the wall. That Ballista was really, really good. I think if they didn't answer the Eternal Witness that turn, it would have been too much value for them to overcome. Wow, another Eldamri's Call for another Ballista. So make a 2/2 Ballista, kill my Teferi, and replay their bird. And then we get to Skyclave the Ballista. You know, I will say that contrasted with the older versions of these devoted druid decks, these versions are just not very good at grinding. You know, the older ones had a bunch of like Eternal Witnesses, and sometimes they played cards like Raveler and you know, Kitchen Finks, and you know, you'd even see cards like Gavany Township for the long game. But the version with Lurrus is mostly just if for the grindy games they have Lurrus, and once their Lurrus is gone, they're just not very good at grinding. So I think that we are in excellent position, you know, even though our opponent is, you know, up on mana here. Oh wow. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck. Just totally didn't play around that, and now I should have responded with Ephemerate. Now I'm kind of scared of them hitting a land and being able to double activate Ballista. Yeah, it is obnoxious that these stay here forever. I agree 100%. Yeah, they did catch me monologuing. Yeah, they've given up. They are more in on protecting their combo and being very in on their combo. And so they play cards like Blossoming Defense. Alright, please don't have a second Blossoming Defense. Path to Exile, okay. That is their last card, although they have a Canopy. We can Skyclave this Ballista, and then the Ballista will kill my Skyclave, but then we'll have the Wall of Omens draw and our draw step facing their Canopy draw and their draw step. So we could be in better shape than we are if we just ephemerated in response to the defense. Suppose it's a bit better to wall first. Yeah, I also liked the old Coco list with the 3 drops. You know, there's a grinder, Lap, I can never say their name exactly right, Lap something, who has been playing a lot of this deck and has been playing the Lurrus version and has been finding a lot of success. And you know, we see people emulating, you know, his success with this kind of list. But it's not clear to me that this is the best way to build the deck. I think that it's possible that people are overlooking like an older Collected Company Court of Calling version. Maybe that's the, you know, the boomer in me talking. It's entirely possible too. Lap last Jan. Yeah, we did also mold a 5 this game and last game. Okay, one of their 2 draws was a land. That's huge for us. Now's our time to try to pull ahead a bit, I hope. Have a lot of good draws here. Yeah, the post-mortem lunge plan is really cool. I'm not sure that I know that you can Coco into Uro. I'm just not sure how good that is, because yeah, you get to Coco into Uro, but Coco is like kind of nice, like that you get to put a lot of power into play or a lot of bodies into play immediately, but you know, Uro goes to the graveyard. Uro also tends to shine when you play a lot of like cheap interactive spells that go to the graveyard and 1-for-1 your opponent, while Uro is an incredibly grindy and resilient threat to play. Alright, they're getting Ballista number 3. That's what I'm assuming. How are we up 12 minutes? I mean, our opponent has been playing kind of slowly, but I mean, I just am a fast player. It's going good, Drox. How are you doing today? So our opponent got a Devoted Druid instead of a Ballista. I don't know. I think these lists only play 2 Ballista, and both are in the graveyard. Although you'd think maybe they would get a... How many Duskwatch recruiters did they play? They have 1 Duskwatch in Exile. This is already game 3, Ty. This is game 3. game 2 was real quick. I don't know how, but I just totally, I feel like about half the time that I actually take the time to pull the sideboard cards I want to bring in and the sideboard cards I want to take out, I mess it up somehow and I don't sideboard correctly, and that happened this game or game 2. When am I streaming Jeskai Wildfire again? I'm thinking that on Wednesday and Friday I want to play Jeskai and Miracles. I'm not sure which one I want to play on which day, and then Thursday is donation deck day, so maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. Old Dishes has redeemed a pet Athena, who is not in the room, but I'll go give her a pet, and this is a good time for me to put some more coffee on. Sorry about that delay. Yeah, I'm not playing Stoneforge Mystic in this list. I have played Stoneforge Mystic in lists like this in the past. I'm of course open to hearing where you'd slot in the Stoneforge cards, but I don't think that they are necessary. What do I think about straight blue-white control, no miracles? I think that Jeskai is a better blue-white X control deck. I mean, Jeskai is a traditional blue-white X control deck that is, you know, playing red mostly for Wildfire and a few other cards. So I think that Miracles is the better way to build a blue-white control deck overall. If you want to be exactly blue-whites, but if you want to be a more traditional, like, Planeswalker blue-white X control deck, Jeskai is better. But I also think Miracles is better than normal blue-white control. This hand is not very good. I think I'm going to keep, though. Yikes. Alright, that'll help a bit. Man, the turn 2 mana reshaper is so good, I always want to concede. How do I see Jeskai Flagstones versus Mono Red Prowess? I've tested a couple times and it went terrible. I believe that Jeskai is favored. I've been beating up on Mono Red, and I think that it's a good matchup for Jeskai. Well, you side out your Remands and Forces, but you also have a lot of good cards in the matchup. You know, but I've played a ton of the deck, and I do certainly view Jeskai to be favored against Mono Red. I've only tested the game 1. I would say that only testing game 1s is usually not a good indicator of how a matchup is in Modern. Sideboards are really, really important in this format. Okay. Yeah. I would say the game 1s are slightly favored for Jeskai, and it only gets better post board when you just don't have very many dead cards. Opponent, I think our opponent's sleeping on Venser. Venser, I think, is very good in this matchup, especially with the Ephemerate that's in my hand. Yeah, E-Tron with black border. I feel like every time I see white border Tron lands, it's E-Tron, but it's black border today. You can see -1 Teferi, -3 Walls, -1 Ewit, -1 Remand. I feel like I really don't think that you I feel like you need 2 Ewits if you're going to play Ephemerate at all. But I think that those are fine suggestions if you want to play Stoneforge Mystic. But I also don't think that you necessarily do want to play Stoneforge Mystic. I mean, if they just attack, we're gonna eat both of their creatures with Ice-Fang, so no need to like Venser or anything here, I think. People always scry with Tome so aggressively. Wouldn't they want to draw when possible? I agree. I agree that people scry too aggressively with Tome. I've played a Venser Glossful Mimic Ephemerate deck, Mind Slump. One that's like way more in on creatures. Opponent decides that they can't play around it, and so they play into it, which of course is something I'm happy about here. Nice. We do lose our Teferi, but we get to kill both Eldrazi. Stay at 13. We have Venser plus Ephemerate up next turn. As soon as we draw an Eternal Witness, we do have the Infinite Turns combo. Uro's kind of nice with Time Warp too. Just gonna hold up Cryptic / Venser plus Ephemerate. They took I think, Cryptic Command with Thought Not Seer over Venser, which is wild to me because I really do think Venser is maybe the best card in the matchup. Maybe I'll Cryptic Command here instead of Venser. Nah. Venser. Yeah, next turn we can Uro plus 4-drop. Although I feel a little bit more comfortable about that if I play my Ephemerate this turn, but I'm not sure that I want to play Ephemerate into a possible removal spell. Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait a turn. I don't think we need to go bouncing lands very aggressively. Especially when they've been missing land drops. That's Eldrazi Temple number 3. Oh no! Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not... maybe not in the zone yet. I'm gonna go get that cup of coffee I started. Yeah, I just Ephemerate in response to this. Maybe do we just let this go? I feel like letting this go is so bad. But we can maybe Uro plus Time Warp and then escape Uro next turn. We could just escape Uro if we miss. So we're still very ahead, but obviously it would have been way better to hold up white mana. Don't I just want to escape regardless? I think it's better to Time Warp basically to get, more mana in this spot than it is to escape before we cast the Time Warp. Now we still have Hardcast Force up, so I'll go ahead and play Wall. And Escaped Uro is really, really good against Etron, of course. Feeling good now that we have that up. Could have Time Warped with an attacking Uro. I mean, next turn, yeah. But I think that it's better to have the mana untapped. I don't think we care very much about this. I want to save the Force for like All Is Dust or Ugin or Karn. I think I will go ahead and just cycle these Ephemerates because as soon as if we can dig for an Eternal Witness, guess I'll Ice-Fang instead. But if we can dig for an Eternal Witness, we just win the game. Oh, out of green sources. Whoops. Cool. That is infinite turns. We may actually be 1 mana short of infinite turns, but we have a lot of looks at a land here. No, we have enough. So let me attack with Uro first. See if they have any like tricks. Got 9 cards in our hand. They put a Blast Zone into play. Yeah, I think the first time warp has been really good. I don't think you want to go too in on the time warp plan. Just playing one with all of your card draw, you're gonna find it, reasonably often. Ooh. All right. Wait. They're using spatial contortion on Uro. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I thought for sure they were casting on Eternal Witness, but they just weren't. Yeah, that was a bit of an oopsie by them. Yeah, we've made some mistakes. They've made some mistakes. Just part of Magic. Yeah, they probably they figured the combo out. This is not Splinter Twin because this is a 3-card combo. Splinter Twins are only 2 cards that work well together, as we've established. Alright, I know I want Venser. I think I'm going to go down on Wall, down on Teferi. I think I liked 2 Onto Nice, 2 Path last time I played this matchup. Onto Nice I think is a bit better against Reshaper and Smasher, but worse against Thought-Knot Seer. Also a bit better against Ballista. But worse against Blast Zone and Ghost Quarter if they play it, but they usually play Tech Edge instead. I don't hate Hero of Dominaria either, but I think I may rather bring that in on the play. Maybe 4 Skyclave is too many. No. Skyclave is good. It gets Chalice and Tome and Reshaper and Thought-Knot Seer and Karn and Bridge. Yeah, Eternal Witness plus Ephemerate is Splinter Twin, yes. Now you guys are getting it. Keep this. Can this just be 3 Splinter Twins? That would be Splinter Triplets, which is not a Magic card. Okay, I thought they were going to have the nut draw of turn 2 Matter Reshaper every game. Thank goodness we've dodged it. I can't deal with them having the nuts every single game. I may have forced this. I don't know. Actually, I mean, Tome on turn 2 is... I feel like it's so much worse because it just usually ends up being Scry 4, Gain 4. Put a card on the top. So they're going to Thought-Knot Seer my Skyclave Apparition. I'm assuming. What would be a good Splinter Twin emote to codify this meme? Maybe so you get the Splinter Twin art, and then you have Shark Typhoon as one of the Splinter Twins, and then what does the art on Logic Knot look like? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this. I think the Shark Typhoon being one of the Splinter Twins makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure about the Logic Knot though. I'm working on broadening my horizons as far as playing decks and played a control deck in Standard last night to a 2-2 finish. Not a great finish, but was inspired by it. That's cool. I do think that it is very important to have a lot of different decks in your repertoire, in your toolbox. So I'm happy to hear that. So much shade on Matter Reshaper. Maybe you've interpreted what I'm saying as a joke, but I've never beaten a turn 2 Matter Reshaper in my entire life. I would never tell a joke on this stream. It's kind of a scary card. But explain why they took the Onto Nice. Really, really hope we find a land here. Not. But getting Uro into the graveyard is kind of nice. If we draw a fetch land, we can maybe go Time Warp into Escape Uro. Maybe. I'm building up some... Is it Phoenix? You see Arclight Phoenix playable in Modern. I think Phoenix is a playable deck to the extent that you can have an above 50% win rate with it. It just without some new card being printed that makes the archetype better, I don't really see Phoenix, you know, being much better than it is right now, which is not very good. I'm gonna let this resolve because this means the fetch land lets us escape Uro. Cool. Breathe in a sigh of relief there. Maybe Mazemind Tome. Maybe the nuts is Mazemind Tome instead of Mana Reshaper? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Maybe, maybe. It's really flipping everything I believe on its head. But I've got Remand and Force Up. And we also have the Infinite Turns combo in hand. Although we just need to... we need to hit 2 mana, you know, by next turn, which would involve us maybe drawing a land off Remand, and then a land for turn, and, you know, a land off of Uro. Like any 2 of those 3 draws being a land would let us take infinite turns. Although now that Scavenger Grounds is in play, that line seems way less possible to me. Wouldn't Force have also let a fetch escape Uro? That's true, but I mean, holding the Force, you know, it's a little more valuable against like a follow-up Karn or Ugin. I put a lot of value on this follow-up Force, I guess. Alright, I'm going to attack. And I may bounce the illusion token with Cryptic Command here. Oh, no blocks. That's good, I think. Well, if we cast Eternal Witness, that just means that we're not going to get to take infinite turns. So I don't think that is advantageous. Just going to pass. I mean, we could just get the body into play for Ephemerate, I guess. Also plays into the Blast Zone, though. Could play Eat Witness, and if they Scavenger Grounds, Ephemerate in response. Maybe we could set up for that. GG, opponent, GG. I'm a bit worried about my opponent blast zoning my Uro and then us dying to a second top deck smasher. So yes, I think so. Because we're at 15. No, we don't need to find a land because we don't need to Ephemerate the Witness this turn. We can Ephemerate the Witness next turn. Did we draw a land that I needed? Maybe I missed it. So I'll attack first. Oh, okay. I thought that we already had the land, but just drew it anyway, totally absent-mindedly. I suppose we play Teferi Time Raveler first. Not that our opponent has anything here, but it just is. The opponent hasn't conceded. This means that if they have something, they have to respond, and then we get to respond with Ephemerate. Even plus Equivalent plus Time Warp. I keep pulling up the Splinter Twin equation. A Splinter Twin is any 2 cards that in any way work well together. And Ephemerate Time Warp Splinter Twin is, or sorry, Witness Ephemerate Time Warp is 3 cards. So it's very, very different than Splinter Twin. 2-0. It's an ad nauseum situation. Good way to describe it. Fran, should we add a land to the deck? Yes, he says, yes. Yeah, I agree that we have a pretty good 5-card hand. What about Shark Typhoon with a Shark Typhoon? That's got to be Splinter Twin. Maybe that should be the emote. We're trying to figure out a Splinter Twin emote. And I was thinking that one half of the Splinter Twin combo should be, you know, Shark Typhoon, of course. But maybe it should, both halves should be. Well, draw hasn't exactly lined up well for us. Although, I mean, this matchup seems to be probably pretty good. We can lose game 1. You're still waiting for your +2 emote? I meant to do it this morning, actually. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, big draw step. Alright, we get to concede. Awesome. Oops. So I'm going to get all the forces and remands out of here, I think. Bring in the second copy of Venser. Ontanize, I think, is okay against them, but it's real bad against Ghost Quarter and Skyclave Apparition. Maybe we just play one copy of Ontanize. Kind of like that. And on the play, I think I will play 2 remands. Maybe on the draw, we play like a Hero of Dominaria. Maybe we see discard spells and we bring in Veil of Summer. Do you think this deck could work in Esper at all, or is green just too strong? So I guess tell me what black is giving you that, you know, that is better than green. But I think Eternal Witness plus Ephemerate is very, very strong, and playing an Ephemerate deck without Witness, it's kind of a hard sell. You know, you do get Archaeomancer, I guess. Like Ice-Fang, you know, the green cards are very good, I think. The green cards are very good. I'm not saying it doesn't, there's not something there, but tell me what black is doing better than green. You feel like you go for drain effects and things like Gonti and black. Gonti, I think, is a bit too slow for modern. As cool as the card is. What if the Splinter Twin emote was actual Splinter Twin? Genius. I could also maybe have it be me and my twin sister. That could be good. We could maybe pose for it. Although she's a lot shorter than I am. I can't remember what height I keep telling you guys I am, but she is shorter than me by a lot. So I may have to, like, you can maybe put her on like a stool or something. And then I have a wig. I have a wig. I have my filter set from Modern. Oh no, this is so sad. Splinter Twin is not in Modern. Got some lag here. But I want to look at the art real quick. Let me keep this. Dude, Misty Gate really ties this deck together so well. Yeah, I think we can make it happen. We might have to go thrift shopping. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I like this. Is this already square, Ghost? If this is square, I can just upload it now. I have a lot of emote slots. And if you guys like these emotes and you don't know how to get them, I can tell you, you subscribe. Perfect. yeah. I'm playing a character, of course. I think I own Splinter Twins. think I own Splinter Twins. I'm like... I know I was given a playset of Splinter Twins from my best friend when he quit Magic. I don't think I sold them. They're probably just still in the box somewhere. The name of the new emote is just Splinter Twin, I think. I may change it. It should be... The emotes get automatically uploaded now that I'm a partner, so they should be there soon. Yeah, the Mystic Gate has been, I think, just really does tie the deck together. It's like a good rug. Alright, let me go ahead and get a basic planes. I want to fetch now because they play like Mind Sensor sometimes. I think I'm going to counter draw, although we could counterbalance the Giver. Nice. I think we take 3 again. Yeah, I think Venser is just great in most Ephemerate decks. I really liked Venser. Made some art for the Splinter Triplets. I may still ask my twin to pose with me for... This is so cursed. I may ask my twin to pose with me for maybe a Splinter Twin emote. We'll see if I can get her to do that. It is kind of hard, I think, to it is a little hard to like see faces that clearly on emotes on Twitch. I'll float a white mana here so I can cast Path or Ephemerate if I draw one. Flooding out a bit. Yeah, I'm definitely the evil twin. I didn't answer it, C4. What is the... Oh, how many channel points to change the emote prefix to something better? Oh, man, people keep complaining about it, and I keep forgetting to do anything about it. I should probably do a poll. I'll do a poll, like... how many of you guys actually use the prefix versus just, like, click on the emote? I am curious. Not that this isn't going to stop me from changing the prefix, because there are obviously people who use the prefix. I'm just kind of curious. Because I always just click on the emote. Dude, Second Giver is so bad for us. Can we please just draw an Uro? Uro would be so nice here. Just kind of ignore everything they're doing. Ah, but if the prefix was shorter, you'd use the... I see. Alright, we get to stop them from getting Double Giver active. Thankfully. Alright, Scoop has redeemed a spike, puts on a hat. Good morning, Tarask. Did we win game 1? No, we mulled a 5. Yeah, I'm just curious. Of course people type it in, and that's all that really matters. It's a pretty good double block, because we still just get to trade a 2/2 here. Of course, I would much rather them kill the Venser, because I have another Venser in my hand, but it's better for them to kill the Skyclave. I may bounce. We'll see what they cast here. Displacer. Oh, no. Yeah, we need to, I think, dig a bit. I'm gonna, I think, bounce an Ice-Fang, which is not very good value. Thoughts on blocking with Aspirant and bouncing your own to get another Exile. Maybe that was better. Glad to have drawn Path. Nice. I know we could hold up Cryptic Command here, but I think once we've pathed the Giver of the Runes, we just have such good blocks with triple Ice-Fang here. And it's also not a guarantee that we're going to be able to path the Giver of Runes once they untap with Displacer, of course. I think Twitch has decent UI. Actually, I really like Twitch as a platform. You know, partner obligations aside, I genuinely do like that I'm on Twitch and not somewhere else. I don't know what it is about the shark that like makes everything look so much more yellow, darker, but look at this. I'm not doing anything else. Just makes everything look so different. So weird. What are the partner obligations? There's a lot of like blood sacrifices. Shopping only at Amazon. Meetings that could have been an email. Stuff like that. I think I am going to go for the Uro Escape rather than... Oh, no, I don't have enough green. Right. Oops. Yeah, Displacer is kind of good against Uro. You're right about that. Yeah, dude, that is I think my favorite thing about... Ooh, I see. My favorite thing about not working at a desk job is just shitty meetings that never needed to happen. Not, you know, me not needing to attend them anymore. What is this one going to target? But I'm working at a desk job right now. You've got me. I concede and I quit. Yeah, Skyclave plus Displacer does seem pretty good. Thankfully, we have a path for the Displacer now. They should only get one activation, which they may use aggressively on this Illusion token. Is this whole stream a meeting that could have been an email? I could just send out an email to followers with 2 jokes. That's good. That's really good. That's awesome. I'm utterly destroyed by that. I have no possibility of recourse. I think it's better to path so we can Uro and escape Uro here than it would be to Skyclave.
To the Shark Typhoon.
B-Hood, 3 months in a row. Welcome to the Shark Typhoon. Oh no, maybe I misclicked something. I don't see the new Shark Typhoon Splinter Twin emote yet. I don't think I misclicked anything. I just have to refresh, I see. I can't actually refresh because I'm on Streamlabs view. I don't actually have Twitch open. Although it let me use it yesterday without me refreshing anything. I think Yorion would be pretty good in the deck. I've been thinking about it, but the 60 card version has also felt good. And skipping meetings good tempo, dude. I skipped as many meetings as I possibly could. That's pretty good too, Ghost. You probably can't read the text though on the emote. Why is there an S in the middle of the emote name? I probably fucked it up. Alright, I promise I will spend some time to clean up the prefixes and the suffixes. The Wildfire looks really good, but I think you're right that no one would recognize the Flagstone's art. You're pretty sure you're working at your old job? Is your first name Chris? Ooh, boy. Maybe I was supposed to Venser that? Yeah, I think ER2, cheese. Think ER2. Soon you'll be a streamer like me. Soon you'll be in my seat. It's the natural career path. Yeah, I think the Ezra Breach deck is real good, Chris. I would recommend it. I think this deck is real good too. I think we're going to game 3. Path would have been lethal. Yeah. You're right. I think we'll be able to figure it out though. But you are right. I keep telling my fiance I'm going to quit my job and stream, and she tells me no because I don't have enough clout as Aspiring Spike. Weird, she knows you but doesn't play Magic. That is funny. Now I would certainly not recommend quitting your job to start streaming. You know, I had to grind for like a full year before I was able to pay the bills from streaming, and then a little more beyond that before it started being, you know, where I'm making more than I was at my desk job. Thanks, Sci-Type. Do you want the sharks bigger on the Splinter Twin picture? I'm not sure how they're not showing up for me. I'm not sure how much bigger they can be. Maybe you can make them a bit bigger, yeah. Yeah, but the grind of like getting up early, streaming for like 5 hours, then working and coming home, it was tough. I'm gonna keep this. But Esther was definitely very, very encouraging the whole time. Yeah. I'm really, really happy now. I'm glad that I put the work in and the time in, but I was an IT guy, Brady. It's kind of like desktop support kind of stuff. But I've always loved Magic, and I've always, wanted to stream, and Esther pushed me to actually start doing it, and I didn't really have any delusions or illusions that it would transition into something like this, but it did, and I'm really excited by that. This hand's pretty good, even though we don't have any green mana. Alright, Displacer is scary, though. One day, Chris. One day, Chris. Did I do in-house IT for a company? It was for a university. So we saw Charming Prince from the last game. I think my opponent would probably not be so cavalier here to tap out of protection if they didn't have Charming Prince. So I'm gonna go after their Vial. Maybe I've read the room wrong, but I think our hand is still pretty good otherwise. Ah, man, I feel so smart. It's really just the shark controlling me. That's when I start making good plays. Is when the shark can dig its teeth into my brain and manipulate me. I should offer tech support on stream as channel point bonus. I'll just tell you to turn it off and on again. Still don't have any green mana. Yeah, is it plugged in? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Have you updated your drivers? Have you bought a completely new machine? Do I own a printer? I do not own a printer. I I don't really have much of a need for one. The only time I feel like I ever need a printer is for D&D character sheets. And so I'll usually either send, I'll usually borrow someone's printer if I need to. Yeah, printers, are bad. I agree. This is an anti-printer stream. I think I just want to path the Thought-Knot Seer here. Like, the Wall of Omens is blocking Displacer kind of well. Displacer is like a very mana-intensive card for them too. And they can only... I guess they can activate twice if they draw a land, but... We have a second path for Displacer. Maybe they have a second Thought-Knot Seer, I guess. But here we can, I'm just gonna take this block on both creatures, and they're obviously not gonna flicker my Skyclave Apparition, but this means that they can't save their Displacer with Charming Prince if this block happens. Cool, that looks a bit better, Ghost. Let me see. Oh, wow. They're gonna name Wall. It's pretty okay with me. Guess this Ice-Fang isn't blocking super duper well. Alright, I'll mess with the Shark emote after the stream, but I'll switch to that one, Ghost. Thank you. How highly should we value our Teferi? Probably not all that highly. It's kind of fine. We're definitely behind on board, but Ice-Fang is a good blocker. We have a path for the Giver. We have Ewit for Ephemerate for path, which is like just such a powerful combination against decks like this. Opponent is down to just one card in hand. Let me know if you want it without the Jace behind. I didn't even see the Jace. Hold on, let me look. Oh, this is the +2 mode. Yeah, I think I just want it just the +2. Maybe this is better. Maybe send me both and then I'll see how I feel. If that's not too much to ask. All right, so now that I've drawn this, I think I'd like to go Skyclave plus Ice-Fang plus Path. And next turn go Eat Witness for, oops. Yeah, Eat Witness for Ephemerate for Path. Bet my opponent wishes they had a Plague Engineer is still in their hand. And they're going to target the Illusion token. How many Givers is that now? I think that's, yeah, it's... Oh, just two Givers down. Giver of Runes is a really good card. I think Giver of Runes was a super well-designed card, and it's just kind of like one of those cards that's at the right power level for Modern. It gives, a big boon to a color that needed the boon. Big fan. Yeah, Giver, Force of Negation were probably my two favorite cards from Horizons for like the general health of the Modern format. Cool. I'll mess around. I'll look at this after the stream, but thank you for sending me both versions. I think I like the Jace peeking out a bit more. Yeah, Season Pyro is good too. Yeah, not Hogak. Yeah, I think Hogak, Astrolabe, and I think Urza was a miss, but Urza was like way too oppressive with Opal and Astrolabe being legal, and was much worse after the Opal ban, and even worse after the Astrolabe ban. But with Opal and Astrolabe in the format, Urza was very unreasonable, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I for a long time I was like really upset by the card Urza. Gaea, wow. Are they gonna target my Ephemerate? Gaea is a very interesting card here. So Opal should be unbanned. I don't want to see Opal and Urza in the same format, but at the time of the Opal ban, I was in favor of Urza leaving and not Opal. I don't know that they should. You know, Modern's really good right now. Modern has been good for a while. I don't really think they should mess with things too much right now, but I think it should have been Urza that went and not Opal. They're targeting Ephemerate and Skyclave Apparition. When I say Urza, do I mean 4 mana Karn? No. But I see what you're saying. Alright, I think we want to E-Whip back Skyclave and Skyclave the Gaea. Really nice that we drew another copy of Ephemerate. Veil, Sanctuary, and Uro need to go. Maybe. I kind of think Modern's is still in a very good spot, and I am liking where things are right now. I also kind of think that, you know, Uro is not the problem card in the Uro piles. Uro, like, I mean, at least, like, most Uro piles are now 4-color with Omnath, and in those decks, Uro, you know, in a lot of situations, looks and feels like one of the worst cards in the deck. I would even go as far to say. Just like every other threat they have impacts the board in a really impactful and meaningful way immediately, and Uro just doesn't. But Uro really shines in like the hard control decks. That, you know, has a lot of cheap 1-for-1s that go to the graveyard, and then Uro is a really resilient win condition. I think Uro is great in those kind of decks, but is but in these like Omnath piles, I think Uro is not as at its best. And so if you like banned Uro, I don't think the Omnath piles would get that much worse, really. Is Uro the best thing you can do in Magic? Not in Modern, I think. So when am I going to start playing a 4-color Uro pile regularly? I thought about playing some this week. I might still. I do want to work more on the deck. I 5-0'd with it last week. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are liking the YouTube stuff. And it's starting to pick up in Steam a bit. I really, you know, shout out to Gloomshot, who's the guy who is uploading the YouTube content for me. He's doing a great job. His hand's a bit slow on the draw, but like Skyclave can sometimes catch up against a fast start. Yeah, I know all the burn players hate Uro, which is understandable, but also like Prowess is as a fine Uro matchup. Spider-Space, Spike, I want to stop by and say thanks for sharing the love. Of course, Spider-Space, I really like your stream. I love to see you branching out and doing some brewing. Of course. Opponent is very likely to be a Scourge deck, so against Scourge decks, I usually like to be very stubborn and make them get me below 20 life. So I'm not going to play my fetch. Although now I'll play it to play Uro. Yeah, Texas does generally love burn. I'm not really sure, like, why. All right, I mean, so we can escape Uro next turn by fetching and then casting Time Warp. Or now we can just escape Uro, barring any graveyard hate. bet my opponent has a Scourge or two in their hand. Yeah, rest in peace dreams of looping Time Warp this game. Alright, so bring in the Veils, the 1 mana white removal spells, cutting the Remands and the Force. May also like cut the 4th Cryptic for the first Gust on the draw, kind of like that idea. Maybe Time Warp is not very good either. Could play the 2nd Gust. Play the first Hero of Dominaria. This matchup probably gets real grindy. Sounds pretty good. Gonna keep. Maybe a bit slow, but Skyclave is great against them, and happy to have a hand like this. Also hard to mulligan like super aggressively against the discard deck. Yeah, we did talk about it, Spider. I didn't feel like I played very well in the showcase though. Kind of having an off day. Is this really Rakdos Shadow with Prismatic Vista? Oh, probably not. It's kind of interesting. Channeler looking okay here. Okay, so this is like a red-black mid-range deck then. I think I'm discarding my 4-drops. I think I want to fetch now that way, because I need to fetch before I block, maybe? No, I guess I didn't, because this is the 3rd snow permanent. But we have got a blocker for the Channeler. Right, they see an Ashiok and a Dark Confidant. They can play, of course, one of these this turn. It's a little obnoxious if it's Ashiok. Not that big a deal though, right? They choose this Ashiok. I lost my win-in of the Legacy Showcase Challenge to an Ashiok on Sunday. It was pretty brutal. I just totally forgot about the... I mean, I wasn't ever beating it, but it was good against my Ants deck because it stops my tutors. Unearth Skelemental. It's really scary. So we'll probably need to cash in this Ephemerate to draw a couple of cards to mitigate the card disadvantage that the Skelemental is doing to us. Okay, so I also think this Misty Gate is really important for the mana. So why don't we keep Wall of Omens, or sorry, why don't we keep Misty Gate onto Nice as our 2 spells, our 2 cards left after the Skelemental. No, we are maybe dead to another Skelemental. Not a ton we can do about that. I mean, we go to 1 right now. Is there some underlying sentiment in this chat that Arena isn't good? Arena is a good program. I am certainly pro Arena personally. I think that I say this every time it gets brought up, but I think it would be better if there was one client to play Magic the Gathering, but I do think Arena attracts players that Magic Online doesn't, and that is kind of a good thing. I say this too, but the biggest problem Magic has always faced is that Magic is a difficult game to get into. It just has always had, in my opinion, a high barrier of entry. It's like kind of been obscure. The normies don't play Magic usually. And so because of that, Arena has been, I think, really good at giving some mainstream appeal to Magic the Gathering, which has always been what the game has needed, in my opinion. And I really like that about Arena. I think it would be way better if we had 1 client instead of 2, but the fact that it has a more mainstream appeal, good for the game. Opponent did hit 2 Seasoned Pyromancers to get back here, which is not great for us. Yeah, there are certainly things to criticize about Arena, of course. Like, there's things to, always criticize about everything. But overall, I'd say Arena is a net negative for Magic. Or, sorry, net positive. No, my argument. All right, let's try to get this Liliana off the field. I don't think Ashiok matters too much. Yeah, I checkmated myself. Yeah, but one day I hope to see one client for Magic the Gathering. And I hope that it has the mainstream appeal that Arena has while having the kind of economy and big tournament support and kind of stability that Magic Online has. And, of course, the ability to play every format. I'm going to trade a Ice-Fang for an Elemental here. They have one more Spyro. We'll see if they maybe hit something else off of Ashiok. They hit a third Spyro. So much value. I know that, I do think Magic Online is a very stable client. I know there is still this meme about Magic Online being like hella unreliable, but that just hasn't, in my experience, been the case for a long time now. I think Magic Online has been like very consistent and reliable for a while. Probably like the last 3 years even. Yeah, I agree completely, Chase. I think Arena is great for new players to get into the game, which has always been Magic's biggest weakness. Is like you have to know, I would say 90% of people in my chat are like enfranchised Magic players, and I would say probably 90% of those enfranchised Magic players got into the game because they had a close friend who played, and their close friend convinced them the game was good and taught them how to play. And Magic has survived because the game is so good, and it has survived on, like word of mouth. Oh man, they hit Kroxa. But Arena giving Magic that more mainstream appeal just does so much for the game, in my opinion. So I guess we're going to go to 1. Alright, they have 4 basics in their deck? 5.
Welcome, Spikelings.
JF, thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate that. One life is not 0. Am I about to go down a game against Rectus mid-range? It looks like it. They pillage my Anthonice. What size Flying Shark? 0/0. Cryptic Command's pretty good against Skelemental. I mean, maybe not, but I like being able to tap and draw. Seems fine at least. I'm gonna cut the Antonices, bring in Second Gust, also good against Skelemental and the other guy we saw. Teferi does seem good against Rakdos midrange. Maybe Wall of Omens isn't great. Yeah, I think I'll play 2 Wall and I'll play the 3rd Gust. Who got me the new hat? Esther got me the new hat. I can't remember who redeemed the channel point option. But Esther said I needed some new hats for the stream, and she was right.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
What up? 15 months in a row, dude. That's so long. Appreciate you, dude. You're like in 2nd or 3rd place, I think, for longest streak. Can't remember exactly. Alright, so we can go basic island here, and then get Prairie Stream will enter untapped. Play Ice-Fang end of turn if they don't play a discard spell. Chandler did look pretty good last game. Maybe Magmatic Chandler is just, you know, a great card. Because I was supposed to play Stream instead. I kind of want to wait on the Uro until I can maybe get enough cards in my graveyard to play Uro, then escape it immediately. Although I think we're getting unearthed here. Opponent gets a Kroxa. Kroxa does get around Veil of Summer. Am I going to chump block with the wall to gain 4 life? I guess so, yeah. And then let's discard Cryptic and Uro, I guess. Not ideal, really. Does kind of put some pressure on their spell bomb, although we're a ways away from escaping. They also didn't get to cast the card they channelered into, which is good for us. I think I'm just going to bounce the channeler. They'll probably cycle their spell bomb end of turn, which means we lose the Uro, but it's kind of fine. Yeah, I still have my speakers on, which maybe I should just turn off, huh? But I still like want to hear the notifications. I'll turn them down. But my headphones are for just music. I'm listening to the Howl's Moving Castle soundtrack right now. That's awesome, Simon. Yeah. I definitely discourage insulting other content creators here. Yeah, no worries. Now we're a community. Gotta stick together. Even if you disagree with things people say sometimes. Yeah, you can insult me. This has always been a feel free to insult me stream. Alright, today I hope that this is Fatal Push and not Lightning Bolts. Or, I mean, I guess maybe nothing is better than that. Nice. Well, maybe not nice. They just have the spell bomb up. Yeah, I just don't want to play into the spell bomb, I guess. Yeah, they basically have to cycle it anyways. Oh, they're going to cling to dust. Veil is good versus spell bomb. No, you only have hexproof from black. This is a colorless, right? Maybe a joke has been told here. I may be holding on to this veil just too long. The worst thing you can say about me is I make you want to build and play every blue I play with. Fair enough, dude. I'll take it. We'll see if they crack the spell bomb here. They don't. My opponent is at 9. I kind of don't think I need to kill this Bob. They've got 7 cards in their hand too. It's not like they are. They reveal Inquisition of Kozilek, which is not very good against Veil. Screeves, 3 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate that. Welcome back to the Shark Typhoon. Yeah, so we can path the Skelemental. They probably can't attack with Bob. I mean, they can't attack with Bob. Still think we're pathing this, but then our attacks get a little weird. All right, so let's see if they do what they did last turn and not crack their spell bomb. Yeah, I think we're just attacking. We get to put our opponent down to 5. We also know that they have Inquisition, so I'm going to hold up the Veil of Summer. This is pretty good, I think. I think that they have the read that we have Veil because they just haven't played into it all game, but we also know that they have an Inquisition. So we're hoping to, I think, fade like Seasoned Pyromancer. That may be like the best thing they could have. Get them up the board real quick. They've got 8 cards in their hand, but they are under, they have to deal with the board. We've got a Veil for their Inquisitions. Why not Veil to protect your spell from Spellbomb? Veil doesn't stop Spellbomb, right? Veil of Summer says, you and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and black. Spellbomb is not blue nor black. It is colorless. My opponent waited for the Ewit trigger, so it's not like I could have gotten it back there either. Yeah. No worries. We win. And we're 4-0. Well, Veil does give you hexproof and Spellbomb targets the player, but Veil only gives you hexproof from blue and black. So if there was a black spell like Cryptic Incursion that targets the player, Veil of Summer stops that. Okay, we're 4-0. I lost 2 times yesterday playing for 5-0, and we've been given a 3rd chance. All right, on the play. Keep. Yeah, that counts as love at first sight, Adam. I do think this deck is great. I'm glad that it's working too, because it's something I've been trying to make work for a while, and I was struggling, and I think I'm really happy with where it's at, and I think it's come together nicely. Playing against a Scalding Tarn. Yeah, the Baneslayer of my existence. Could someone donate for me to play Boros Angel? Someone could. So blue, red, in fact, or Living End with like As Foretold. We do have Force of Negation, which is nice. I'm not sure how the rest of the deck lines up against Living End. Probably not very well, to be honest. Bit worried, I guess. Mystigate's kind of nice to fix mana for Cryptic Command. I think I want to get Eterno Witness into play this turn. We'll have Force up for their turn. I don't think that they're going to be able to Living End us here. And then we can like Ephemerate, get back Force of Negation a few times, and kind of control the game that way.
Your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Javits has redeemed a pet Athena, who has still not quite moved in here. She usually spends some time napping on the couch before she comes in, so if a mod could refund that, I'm not going to get up right now. She usually starts off sleeping on the bed, then she sleeps on the couch, then she comes here. What skill am I more proud of? My deck building or brewing or actual play skill? I don't know that I necessarily am more proud of one than the other. Alright, so we'll talk about that deck. Give me a second. And they blow up my fountain. It's kind of fine. I think I'm just going to basic island this turn. Okay, so we've got a red-white Eldrazi deck. I think you want to play for Skyclave Apparition. It's kind of my first thought here. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to be playing the Cleansing Wildfire Flagstones plan without Lean and Arbiter. Kind of confused by the lack of Lean and Arbiter here. I know that Arbiter Ghost Quarter has always been a bit awkward with all these Eldrazi. But it's probably just, where you have to be for a deck like this. They suspend an Ancestral Vision. Give me a second. Yeah, so if you want to play this deck, I think you probably need to be on Arbiter Ghost Quarter, though. If you want to play Wildfire in the Shell, and I'm not necessarily recommending that you do. Give me a second. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Certainly a cool idea. We don't talk about Crack the Earth. We won game one. I'm really happy about that. This matchup is probably not very good. Gaia's Blessing is not irrelevant against Living Ends. Tails End actually stops the Cascade spell if they play a Cascade spell, but they probably just play As Foretold. Veil Summer can stop any counter spells my opponent brings in. Yeah, Aether Gust can maybe handle Blood Moon. I'm kind of want to not play very many walls, maybe 2 Aether Gust. Also stops Fulminator Mage, kind of. Skyclave also seems a bit dicey. I might play like 1. Tails End stops Fulminator Mage, actually, too. And a suspended spell as well, it stops. Oh, Veil stops Fulminator. That's a really good point. No, I just don't think that we're winning the game by like pathing their creatures. We have like Cryptic Command, Venser, and Teferi to like bounce a Gargadon if they have just one big creature. But I think Path and Onthanize are not what you want to be doing in these kind of matchups. Do you want to play the second Tails End, which stops Fulminator Mage, a suspended spell, a fetch land? It's probably better than Wall of Omens. And maybe when we've cut all the Skyclaves and the walls, we want to cut the third Ephemerate, and maybe at that point we bring in Tails End 3. Yeah, it does also stop cycling. Not that it does that very efficiently. And it is possible that they're playing the blue-white Cascade spell, although not very likely. Yeah, if they're playing Ancestral Visions, they're probably not playing any Cascade spell. I like this hand a lot. Remand and Force, I think, are both good in the matchup. Yeah, we finally got the Shark-Hat Coatl. Where I have a Coatl in the hand, too. A Coatl in the hand is worth 2 in the deck. Love to draw Mystic Gate. I'm not familiar with Timu. Love to draw a Veil of Summer. A lot of things I'd like to draw here. Maybe they play around Veil of Summer. Probably not, right? They probably will only play around Veil of Summer if we actually draw it off the Ice-Fang. Those are the only universes where it happens. Magma Spray? Wow. It's kind of an old school one. I only have 1 breeding pool in the deck. I'd love to get another one here, but I think that I want to get the Ewit into play. But if we get Ewit into play this turn, it does mean that we just can't cast Cryptic next turn, which is probably more important. Feels bad. Can maybe set up for infinite turns if we draw an Ephemerate. to draw a few more lands too. But it only has 4 cards in hand. Now they have 3. The graveyard is also not like so stacked that a living end is going to definitely kill us. Maybe we should be a bit afraid of Cryptic. Remand is fine. I think we're supposed to be a bit greedy and, you know, go for the double spell here and, you know, hope to draw a blue source off of the Ice-Fang or our draw step. And if we miss, we can, like, it back Remand. Do I want to cast Time Warp? Probably not. Not yet. Seems kind of loose into all that open mana. I would love to get to start to, you know, just Cryptic Command some, like, Striped Riverwinders or something. They have Riverwinder mana up. But instead of doing that, I'm gonna wait. If we draw another blue source, we can bounce our own Ice-Fang and then replay Ice-Fang. Did not draw the other blue source. Next turn we can witness back a Breeding Pool though. Maybe cycle Cryptic end of turn, but probably not. This is for the 5-0, so I'd of course like to play as tight as I can. I think I am going to cast the Witness. Really hope it resolves. Remand's bad for us. I think I'm discarding one of these 3 Cryptics. Alright, let me Aether Gust this, and then we can have Force up on our opponent's turn for it. One of my opponent's 2 cards is a payoff for Electro Dominance. Well, I guess we weren't beating that. I mean, it's just Ancestral Vision, which is, you know, not good for us, but also just not the end of the world. No. Okay. I'm going to pitch the Time Warp now. I know we have the Ewit, but I think the counter spells are more important now. The second Cryptic, I think, is better than the next Time Warp. I don't know why they wouldn't remand their own As Foretold there. It seems much better, by the way. You can remand your own spells. We've pulled ahead for sure here. We can get back a Force of Negation, which is real nice. They only have 2 cards in their hand. So if they remand, I'll Cryptic their remand, and then they'll have 1 card and we'll have Force of Negation. And they need to have 2 cards to get anything going. They need As Foretold or Electro Dominance plus Living End or whatever. Opponent says, gross, I do like Ephemerate though, GG. And we got the 5-0. That's awesome. So after not getting the 5-0, playing for it twice yesterday, we finally got it, which puts our overall record with the deck to 17-3. Which is really good. Exciting.